A total of 5 Olympic Games where there was golf involved in the games. And we're going to take a look at those 5 courses swinging into the 1900 Olympics in Paris, just about 25 miles north. We're here at a course that has an interesting history. In Compiègne, France, there was a golf course like none other that's still located there today, although it's been closed since 2007, so 17. So hopefully there's a chance that the course will be reopened. It was built in 1896 and it is just one of 25 golf courses in France at the time when they were thinking about different golf courses to play. This course was built and designed by M.W. Fremantle and has a horse track surrounding it. It's pretty much a staple of the town. It's unfortunate the course was closed today. Now, in regards to the history that took place here, there's the men's event that took place on October 2nd, 36-hole event won by Charles Sands. Now, he was pretty much a famous golf player at the time, but the women's event has some interesting history. There's pretty much no one that won it with a 47 on 9 holes. The women's event was only 9 holes long. There's some interesting history, but they didn't know that they were participating in the Olympics at the time. It had another name, and unfortunately, until her death, she was unaware that she was an Olympic winner. So it's an interesting history here, and hopefully we can learn more about this Olympian in the near future, whose name was Margaret Abbott. Now, both were U.S. Olympians, so it's nice to see them take the win in the 1990 Olympics. So if you're keeping track, so far the United States is winning the golf count in regards to medals. She was also the first female Olympian to win first place. She didn't even know. It's an interesting story there. And unfortunately, the golf course is closed to this day. It's unfortunate to see a course like this. It should be a national landmark within France, or at least the Olympic committee should come in and try to save this golf course. Anytime you have the first of anything that's an Olympic event, you would hope that it would be maintained. But just like these giant venues, some of them just fall to the wayside. You can see the racetrack's still there. It's a possibility the course is still there, but at least everything we're reading during the translation, it seems like it's been closed since 2017. It's going to quickly move us now into our next golf course on this list, headed over to the United States, in the middle of the country where the 1904 Olympics took place. So let's swing on in to Missouri, to Glen Country Club, a course that's private and not able to play, but did host some historical events like the 1904, which was just built 3 years ago in 1901, the course. It was designed by James Fallis, who actually was the winner of the 1896 US Open and had a foundation of golf, started building golf courses here. There was 2 events this time, although it was only the men's individual and teams events, which Canada took the win for the individual events that were hosted September 17th to the 24th. The individual event was switched to match play. 4 years prior, it was stroke play. Now, these events took place with 36 holes of play, and overall there was a winner, George Lyon from Canada. He put together an amazing win. He was an 8-time Canadian amateur and sitting in the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame currently. He was also an insurance salesman. And then you have the United States team winning gold for them. Now, this 36-hole event obviously was different from 4 years prior, and we did not see a women's event this year. Now, fast forwarding to our next golf course, we have to move 100 years in the future. Believe it or not, golf was not associated with the Olympics for each and every one of the Olympics in between 1904 to 2016, where we saw golf reemerge in the Olympics. But let's take one more swing around this historical course built in 1901. As we zoom on out, we're not going too far. We're going down to Brazil, so that's pretty far. We're headed to Rio de Janeiro, and the year is 2016. Taking a look at Olympic Golf Club, a course that was built directly for this event. It was built and designed by Glen in 2016, so just in time for the event, and it is public, so you can go out here and play this course. It was public shortly after the Olympics, and it's not doing too good apparently in regards to some Reddit feeds. We're just transparent on this channel. We're going to talk about the history of the event, which took place in August at the new course, and the winners of the golf course. We'll touch a little bit about the committee at least approving the next two Olympics, 2016 and 2020, to have golf involved in it. Now, the format of this golf round was 120 golfers, 60 men and 60 women, competing two separate 72-hole events. You had the men's separate one and the women's separate one. So pretty much 4 rounds of 18-hole golf course, and it was stroke play, so it was consistent with the last year. The course stretched a total of 7,128 yards for the men's, and for the women it was 6,245 yards. Overall, this course is still sitting there today, and it's operating as a public golf course. Now, the winner of the men's event was Justin Rose from Great Britain, and the women's event was Inbi Park from South Korea. We did see one American get bronze. It's going to now leave us with 2 more courses that have an opportunity, that are still sitting there, that have an Olympic event take place on it, and that's why we're here taking a look at this list. Costs of the golf course and the completion of the golf course was quote-unquote 19 million, but there's speculation that it could have cost over $50 million total. Let's take a look here, one more spin around this course that is public and available to play. Now, I will give you a foreshadowing at least of the next course. It's not available for public play. We're headed over to Japan, Tokyo that is, to take a look at the 2020 Olympics, where things got a little messy and golf was played quote-unquote behind closed doors. But there was more golf than ever that people were watching back then during this time, and this was a great outlet to watch these athletes play some amazing golf. It's called Kasumigaseki. It's located in Japan, and it's definitely one of the top private golf courses, and it's where they played on the East course here. The rating on Google is a 4.2 out of 5 with 336 golf reviews to choose from. It was founded in 1929, so it does have some amazing rich history, although it is private. Can't argue that there's 2 golf courses here that you would want to play. The East course being the more challenging one, stretching a total of 7,466 yards. They played the tournament on. For both the men's and the women, it had the exact same format as prior in 2016 in Rio, but the outcome was a little bit different. The schedule might have been a little bit different. The time frame was July to August, so it was the heat of the summer, with a total of 42 countries participating. Looks like the United States did take 2 gold here, which is a dominating win. So hopefully we can do that going into next year. But by the time you watch this, you already know the outcome of this. Now, the winner of the individual men's event, Xander Schauffele, and then of course the famous women golfer, Nelly, winning women's gold. That's an amazing accomplishment when sweeping in an event, but at least talking about the history of this golf course, well, it's nice that it's going to be reaching over 100 years old, but it's unfortunate that it is only available for private play. And unfortunately, our next golf course is private as well, as we swing through this 36-hole complex here before we move into 2024. Time of 2024, this channel is doing very well. We're focused on golf and golf content, so if you're interested in golf reviews and things of that nature, take a look at our channel. This is just formulating interesting golf stories for the future to visit some of these courses. Like the next course here that they're host the 2024 Olympics, the Golf National. 18-hole private facility, was built and constructed in 1990, so it's only 34 years old. But there's a total of 45 golf holes here. Now, it's hosted some other major events like the 2018 Ryder Cup and the 1994 Eisenhower Trophy. The court was completed in 1990, but plans for this course took a couple years and was built and designed by two golf architects, Hubert Chasenow and Robert von Huggett. The course is located in Giancourt, which is southwest central Paris. Now, construction began July 1986 and it debuted about 3 years later, October 5th, 1990. It was opened by Robert, the Minister of Youth and Sports at the time, and it was capable of about 80,000 spectators. And the championship course stretches a long 7,331 yards for a par 72. There's also another course there, the Eagle, which is a par 71, stretching 6,224 yards, and then a nice little short 9-hole course called Birdie. But either or, it's going to be hosting the 2024 Olympic Games from August 1st to August 10th, featuring a total of 120 players across 38 nations. Now, there's really just an opportunity for 2 gold medals, one for females and one for males, and there's only 120 players total, 60 women and 60 men. Now, this is across a 4-day event, the 72 holes of stroke play, so it's the same as before. The men event will start first, August 1st, followed by the women. We're going to leave the schedule there. Here, August 1st, the first round. Friday 2nd is the second round, and Saturday is the third round. You can see you have a final round on Sunday for the men's event and going right into the women's event on Wednesday. Now, in order to qualify, you have to go through the IGF World Rating as of June 2024 for the men and the women. They take the top 15 world rated golfers, select them, put them to the side, and they make sure that they have to guarantee at least one golfer from a host nation in each region. So you have Africa, the Americans, Asians, Europe, and the ocean. And with America having the most representation with 7 golfers total, targeting this 45 golf hole complex. We're excited to take a look and swing through some aerial footage of the course, which is called Limbentos, and it's the 18-hole championship course here at this 45-hole facility. As we take one more look at this course, we're going to zoom on out and head 4 years into the future to take a look at the Los Angeles Olympics, the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, where the course will be held at a famous country club that was opened in 1926. It was also known as the Los Angeles Athletics Golf Club. It was built and designed by George H. Thomas and William P. Bell. The course itself stretches a long 7,322 yards. Let's zoom on in and take a look at this almost residential golf course. It's a rating of 75.6 and a slope of 137. Now, the interesting part, the course did kind of touch the Summer Olympics of 1932, although golf wasn't included. There was a portion of the riding part that was taking place at this venue golf course. Modern Pentavern events of 1932 Summer Olympics. Now, the course itself had a price tag of $246,000 to build at the time in 1926. It did see some big updates in 1992 by some famous golf designers like Bill Coore. Now, overall, this course is private. It's a championship course and tennis facility in the neighborhood of the west side of Los Angeles. It's hosted the U.S. Open in 1946, the PGA Championship in 1983 and 1995, the Senior Open, or amateur events like the U.S. Amateur event August 2017, and is scheduled for the 2026 U.S. Women's Open, and obviously the Summer Olympics where it will be held. Also, it will be hosting the 131st U.S. Open in 1931. So this will be the second time the course hosted a U.S. Open event. This is a very historical course on the west side of our country. It also has a lot of movies that were featured in it, like Pat and Mike, also the Caddy, and there's a lot of famous individuals, celebrities, politicians, and almost crooksters, one would say, that have played this course. Now let's zoom on out as we head on over to the 2032 Summer Olympics, where the future of golf might look a lot different 8 years from now. Head on over to Australia, down under, where there's a course called Royal Queensland Golf Club. This is located just in Queensland, Australia, about a 10-minute ride from the main city. It has hosted the Australia Open 3 times, 1947, 1966, and 1973. The course is private, so you're not able to play it. It's hosted some other major events like the Queensland PGA Championship, Queensland Open, and it was designed by Carnegie Clark in 1920. There's also a new course there that was built in 2007 by Mike Clayton. The history behind this course in the 1920s is exciting, so we're going to talk more about that course. King George V gave the club its royal chapter in 1921 when the King's official letter notifying the club. It was even signed by William Churchill, who was the British Secretary of State at the time. In 2005, the Queensland's government decided to build a second gateway bridge really close near it, which impacted the course. A new Queensland's layout was designed by Mike Clayton, so we did see a major change as a result. Now, Adam Scott, the golfer, is actually a member at this club. It's a famous golf club. It's private, as we just mentioned. It's located in Eagle Farm, Queensland, and we're going to leave a little bit more information, hopefully in the comment section, as we develop more into this golf competition in 2032. That's going to do it for our list. Keep a lookout for more golf history in the near future with the Professor, an independent golf channel focused on fun, affordable golf in your area. If you're not watching, go play a little bit of golf today.